We've hit 100 subscribers.
Confetti noises.
It was near the end of 2014 when I got a Facebook account. Technically, I wouldn't be 13 for about another month and a half at that time. I saw ads for My Singing Monsters and decided to download it. I didn't care much for music, I only downloaded it because I loved Dragonvale. After 9 months of rarely and inconsistently playing My Singing Monsters, I decided to stop because I didn't like it as much as Dragonvale. In middle school, I was one of the last stops the bus went to on the way to school, so I was only on the bus for a few minutes. But in high school, I was one of the first stops the bus went to, which meant that I had to sit on the bus for 40 to 50 minutes. So I would play games on my phone to pass the time. Around the middle of October 2018, I decided to download My Singing Monsters and My Singing Monsters Dawn of Fire to play them on the bus. I also started bringing headphones with me to listen to the games while playing them. After playing them again, my indifference towards music became a love. Now here's a video where I rank all of the different islands in My Singing Monsters and Dawn of Fire, from worst to best of course. For the ranking, I took into account each island's song for the most part, but I also considered the design of the island and their monster selection. I didn't include Composer Islands, the Colosseum, or the Mirror Islands because they don't have their own unique song. I don't think any of the islands are necessarily bad, but some are clearly better than others. Number 23. I don't like how they say "come on over here" on Party Island. Number 22. I liked the idea of dull-colored monsters lighting up when they played music, but other than maybe Florus, I don't think any of the light elemental monsters did this idea well. The instruments used on the Light Island song sound as though they came from a lullaby music box, which is fine I guess, but it's not my cup of tea. Also, still not counting the Colosseum. The previous 5 islands had Kena, and I'm getting sick of her. 21. Sugarbush Island has the most boring selection of monsters and a boring design, which is why it gets number 21. The reason it ranks higher than Party and Light Islands is that the song that Sugarbush Island is based on, Love or Money, is a good song. But if I got my own island, I wouldn't want 7 new monsters that look essentially the same as the one they already had. BTW, BBB, feel free to hit me up. I was the one that did Mechtropolis. Charcoal was my channel's previous name. Consider that my resume. Number 20. No, I don't want to join your tribe, I want you to join my tribe. The best thing about Tribal Island is that it gives ethereal shards a purpose. Number 19. Cloud Island. Fangler was so cute as a baby, what happened to him? Number 18. I like Tweedle's part on Fire Oasis, but I'm a little salty my rare Cybop pixel art path didn't win the contest. The island was released when I was camping in Colorado, so when I think about the trip, I think about this island. Number 17. The continent has a lot of unique monsters, and it's a long song with a lot of parts because of it. Some of those parts are great, some of those parts not so much. Number 16. Fairy Island. I thought Rudy Toot had a bad design, but Platy makes Rudy Toot look like art. Like you couldn't have made Platy a frog and have his throat pouch be the bagpipe. That sounds much better. The song sounds good too. Also, what made them decide to spell it F-A-E-R-I-E? Is F-A-I-R-Y only a US thing? Number 15. While deciding how to rank the islands, I wasn't sure where I would put the original 5 natural islands, so here's Water Island at number 15. 14. For most of the 5 natural islands, I think their new island skin is better than the original. For most of them. Air Island's Giga Cheap Nest is the exception. I much prefer the mechanical nature of the original islands than the giant bird covered with something brown and sticky. But the song is better than Water Island, so there you go. 13. The original, but quite far from the best, Plant Island. I don't get a lot of plant vibes from the song, but at least Gazed rocks it. And Sugarbush is actually a pretty good monster when he's not on Sugarbush Island. Number 12. I don't really like the Wurdos, and Magpie on Cold Island is the worst of them all, but the rest of the but most of the rest of the Cold Island monsters can absolutely jam. Keep being you, Grumpire. Number 11. At the beginning of Anniversary Month 2019, we got a new island, Fire Frontier. However, Fire Frontier had 3 elements, plant, water, and fire. Clearly, Fire Frontier needed a 4th element, so the people at Big Blue Bubble were like, the 4th element could be air, cold, or even earth. Earth was the clearly superior choice, but at the end of Anniversary Month, the peeps at BBB were like, actually it's going to be a new psychic element, and Fire Frontier became Psychic Island. Periscorp is a beautiful being, and Galactic and Theramind are fine too, but I don't really like the designs of the rest of the Psychic Elementals. At least the song got better with the new Psychic monsters. But why didn't they have Theramind play the theremin? Number 10. I'm not quite sure why I'm infatuated with aquatic ladies, but I love Candelabra and her prismatic forms especially. Candelabра's best island is of course Space Island. Unlike Plant Island, Space Island gives off a lot of sci-fi space theme vibes, but with Stog's jam-tacular synth beats. Number 9. Cave Island is loud, obnoxious, and I love it for some reason. Number 8. Ironically, Gold Island only gets 8th place. This song can kind of be split into 3 parts. The first part is fine, but I prefer the second and third parts. Lucky number 7 goes to Ethereal Island. Out of all the islands, the ones that get the most love from the fans and Big Blue Bubble's staff are Plant Island and Ethereal Island. I love the monsters on Ethereal Island. Wisp has a very ethereal sounding part, and Feng Prey takes a very close second on the best sounding individual musical part of all the monsters. I'll get to number 1 later. Speaking of Feng Prey, I am predicting and hoping that Epic Feng Prey will be a Fiddler Crab. Number 6. Just add 2 more 6s because I like the evil sounding song of Earth Island. The Sand Scribe skin looks amazingly cool, but the lava of the original skin looks cool too. The top 5. The year-long quest to complete Starhenge is worth it to hear this ethereal-sounding song that would put Ethereal Island on a run for its money. All 12 of the celestial monsters are great. Despite probably being the most annoying, Plixie is my favorite. Since my birthday is January 31st, my celestial sign is Ocean's Tears, making my celestial monster Hornicle, who is my second favorite celestial. Number 4. After getting back into My Singing Monsters in 2018, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. However, 1 month later a new island was released and I was amazed! The fire element from Dawn of Fire Returns is a breedable element in the new Fire Haven. It was released around Thanksgiving time, so whenever I am at my grandparents' house, I always think of Flugel's trumpeting and all the other great monsters on Fire Haven. 1 year after Fire Haven's release, a new seasonal event and monster were added for Thanksgiving. However, I think Gobblegord actually makes the parts when he's singing a little worse. But one of my favorite things about the My Singing Monsters games is that you can mute specific monsters. Number 3. The main thing about Dawn of Fire is that all of the monsters start out as babies. However, the Celestials did not. When Starhenge fell out of the sky, all of the Celestials became stone statues. You can perform some Full Metal Alchemist equivalent exchange with monster eggs to revive the petrified Celestials. When you do, however, they are revived as adorable little baby versions of themselves. The song they play sounds apocalyptic and it totally rocks. Galvana is very loud, but fortunately you can turn down the volume of specific monsters too. Plixie may be my favorite adult celestial, but Hornicle is my favorite baby celestial, by far. I am still confused about the Stone Colossal and the Giant Porks. Number 2. When I came back to My Singing Monsters after my 3 3/4 year gap, there were new islands I had never seen before. There was this one island I looked at, and when I went to go look at the monsters in the shop, my creepometer started going off. There were these freaky statues that made me say, isn't this game supposed to be for kids? After buying and activating one of the statues, the island became a lot less scary. Wublin and Celestial Islands are some of the hardest songs to complete, which is the main reason Wublin Island didn't get number 1. But with how great the songs are and the resources generated, they are worth the hassle. Zinth is probably my favorite monster, and I think Giger has the best individual music part of any monster. Number 1. In the first 2020 Extravaganza trailer, we got to see a new monster of some sort, so we knew we were getting a new island. Halfway through Extravaganza, we got a teaser showing Stog fetching a bone. I thought that it was just a teaser for a new rare or epic, something not as important as a new island. However, the next day we got a new trailer showing Stog fetching a bone that the other monsters were throwing for him. The bone ended up falling down a hole, so Stog went after it, and I'm like, what's this? What's this? A spooky tunnel that leads to a spooky hollowed earth filled with millions of billions of spooky bones? What is Big Blue Blubble insinuating here? I am of course talking about Bone Island. The song is great, the monster selection is great, the island's design is absolutely beautiful, and to top it all off, Bone Island is a hilarious name. I'm hoping Punkleton will show up on the island. He would just fit right in. I do think an undead element would have been much better instead of just bone. An undead element would have given Big Blue Bubble a much wider selection of inspiration. That is my ranking of all 23 unique island songs of My Singing Monsters and My Singing Monsters Dawn of Fire. Leave your rankings in the comments below. If new islands are added, I might make short videos reviewing them and then slap them into the ranking board somewhere. After playing My Singing Monsters again, I would say that MSM is better than Dragonvale, but you'd best not say anything bad about Dragonvale. I have a lot of nostalgia for that game. Also, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I actually really like writing these scripts and editing these videos. 7 pages is a new record for me. And again, thank you for 100 subscribers. But more importantly, where's Volume 2? Come on, Big Blue Bubble, I need some of these new songs in my Spotify playlist.